Red bird rustles. Hi everybody. I don't even know if this sounds like anything coming from me. I'm barefaced. So I lotioned myself because I didn't want to be like scaly, but it made my hands soft. I don't know. We're back with more dice and storytelling, but this time I have these nifty little things called story cubes that I will link in the description that were given to my son. We only have this pack of 9, so we are going to, with the dice, tonight I'm going to type you a story instead of longhand, and I apologize to people who don't like a 3x structure, but fucking heater. With a little bit of a different structure this time, like the dice are still going to determine the story for us, but I'm going to type it up once, as we pick our dice, and then I'm going to revise it into something that makes a little more sense. I apologize ahead of time to anyone who doesn't prefer a 3x structure, but I only have 9 dice. This is what I got. But yeah, hopefully this one will go a little bit quicker than the last one and with fewer interruptions and mishaps since I put the cat in the bathroom. Shh. She's got a little carpet in there. She'll be fine. She loves it. As you can imagine, I find my hair everywhere. I thought I heard the cat. I was like, don't make a liar out of me now. But both my child and my partner have grown their hair out to their shoulders. And now I'm finding these teeny tiny curls everywhere. I pulled one out of my mouth the other day. I know they both wash their hair every day, but anyway. That's a free story for you. I don't remember how to wear one of these, just on top of me. I'm used to bundling all my hair up in it and letting it hang down. Anyway. Our opening inciting incident. Music. Okay. Shit, I didn't invent him. We'll take the characters from the last one. Trim found herself. Step 1. Step 2. I'll take a picture of these. You're so far away, I can't touch your beautiful faces. But the first one was a musical note. And the second one is a little angry dude being like, you can't do that here. Found herself inspired. I'm going to lose my mind. Never mind, I think he stopped. Cool. And we're back. I keep looking at them and thinking I'm going to get like a bias, but like they're pictograms. How can I get a bias? So this is either a dude wearing a bandana on his head, or I think it serves our story better if this is a masked marauder. And that is the first act. Act 2. We get us a little tentacle buddy. The ship was attacked by a kraken. It's a hell of an opener. Puzzle piece. It's a puzzle piece. Scarlet and trim. Give me a good one. So this looks like a chalice or grail. Act 1. Act 2. So this is already starting to make decent sense. Oh, I never typed Grail they recovered bounty a distinctive chalice. Last one. This little bag, a little sack. Okay. It led to a the story so far is that Trim found herself inspired by a song. The singer was a lovely fellow halfling named Scarlet. They fell in love, and no one liked that. The town elder told them they couldn't love there and sent them on their way. The two were accosted by a band of bandits on their way to wherever they were going. The bandits were actually pirates. The ship was attacked by a kraken. Scarlet and Trim joined in the fracas and solidified as party members. The party became known as the Scourge of the Eastern Sea. They recovered from one bounty a distinctive chalice. They figured out the map, and it led to a large payload. And we're going to see if we can't make this story make a little bit more sense. What's a fun one for you fellas? I should turn the lights off. I think I'm going to turn the lights off. Okay, and we're back. Let's see what this does for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to leave the typing play under this. Unfortunately, just after this, my camera started performing its, memory fuckery that it's been up to every once in a while. But that's alright, you didn't miss much. It's just a lot of me making random thinky faces while I try to remember words for things that, while I try to remember different words than I used the first time around. The story didn't change much. It gave us a pretty solid ending the first time. I also didn't want to get too, doom and gloom about it. This is supposed to be a relaxing medium, and I could turn this into, 20,000 words of action and adventure, or angst and discovery that, they were being oppressed and lied to all along. That's not very relaxing, and it would have taken longer to formulate and make sense. So I'm just gonna rate, it's a little bit beginner's gay. If you don't know what that is, it's, queer stories centering on marginalization or oppression or coming out. Not that there's ever anything wrong with those stories, but queer people do more interesting things than be oppressed and come out. But I've talked enough, I don't even know how long this is going to. I don't remember how long I typed for before I got up to check and see if the camera was still running. I hope this works as a bedtime story. Anyway. There had always been rumors of pirates in the area, of course. Men bent on stealing what they could from men and taking what they wanted of women. Trim found that last the most reprehensible. She knew what she wanted for women, and she had been able to control herself her entire life. Despite an almost constant stream of being told what she wanted, she could never have. Trim's life changed the first time she heard Scarlet sing. She would have stolen Scarlet away in the night just like a pirate, if only to keep her in a cage like a songbird. Well, that was a lie. Trim only meant she could understand the impulse. She told Scarlet so one night, about understanding how a pirate could steal her away like the treasure she was. And Scarlet didn't shy away like the other women Trim had known and almost loved. Scarlet took the time to almost love Trim back. And it was only almost. They were young and thought they had time. Until they didn't. The town elders caught them at their leisure one day, and they were cast out as sinners. Scarlet didn't much mind, but Trim had family. Scarlet said it would be all right so long as they had each other, but Trim often worried that Scarlet, free as Trim had left her, would fly off to greater things. Scarlet never did, though. She used her amazing voice to buy their passage on a ship bound for, she said, friendlier waters. All was well. Trim was barely seasick. And then one night, cries from above decks woke everyone. They had been boarded by pirates. Trim and Scarlet were taken as captives along with several others of the paying passengers. Scarlet tried to parley for safe passage, but the captain laughed in her face. She softened the rest of the crew by singing for a week and a day, but still they left the captives in the brig. That was, until another night, when cries from above woke everyone. The ship had been beset by a kraken. One of its arms punched through from above and broke the brig gate on Trim's cell. She ran upstairs and joined the fray against the creature, remembering in one of Scarlet's songs the tale of how a well-tossed clamshell with a pearl inside could choke the creature. The tale proved true enough when she threw a crate of what smelled like pennies overboard right into the creature's gaping beak. It couldn't even scream as it subsided, writhing and wriggling with its distress as it died. Shit. The captain freed all the captives and gave them the choice. Scarlet's way of safe passage, or Trim's way of joining the crew. Trim again worried Scarlet would fly for safer shores, but Scarlet again stayed. Then it was love. They were lucky in their piracy. They took only what they needed, learned the stories were mostly made up and the men were more interested in each other than Trim was in women, and redistributed much wealth amongst the families of the men. Trim thought of one day arriving home with an enormous bounty to get back in her family's good graces, but Scarlet always talked her out of it. One particular ship yielded a very strange golden chalice with holes punched through the sides so it wouldn't ever hold a drink. Most of the men, including the captain, were ready to throw it into the cache, but Scarlet stopped them, finally proving her specific worth to the crew. She had heard of these cups in a song, and put it over a plated ember in the captain's cabin the night of the next new moon. Through the holes, onto the even beams of the ceiling, the chalice projected a map. The bosun copied it to paper, and they followed the trail to the largest payload they had ever discovered. The scourge of the eastern seas could finally retire, and most of them did. Scarlet and Trim never stopped traveling, though, with Scarlet's songs and stories to pay the way. So, my friends, that is how you tell a weird story with dice. I thank you as always for listening, and I, as always, wish you sweet dreams and fun adventures when you get there, with hearts and kisses and respect. Bye.